to my favorite co-host in the whole world, Rick Bulow, which I totally pronounced.
Just stop, Jorgen Motors.
Okay, well, we'll just call him Rick, and you can just call me Jarell, or Gerald, or Juro, or whatever. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody to another edition of Comics Cast Let It Out on a beautiful Sunday, May 2nd. Yeah, we're still riding high off that whole anniversary show we did a couple weeks ago. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, because Comics Cast is all about promoting the independent creator, whether they be pencilers, inkers, writers, publishers, you name it. If you're an independent comic community and entertainment, we want you on the show. We want to get eyes on you and help you get your product in front of as many people as possible. So or you can follow us on Facebook at Comics Cast and on YouTube. And that's the cue for my great co-host to show our YouTube page. And does he have it?
I
caught him.
I totally have it. I totally got it, you guys. I am a professional.
Right. If you...
No.
He's in a panic. All right. Well, while Rick is searching for that URL, you can go follow us at Indie Comics Cast on YouTube. There you go. There it is. All right. So here you can get Rick, if you want to he's mousing over. That's how you can like and subscribe in that little upper area. Make sure you click the bell so you'll get all notifications of us on YouTube. And you can see here that Rick is demoing all of our extensive plethora of videos that we have available. So check that out at your convenience. This has all of our Let It Out episodes, as well as some of our artist roundtable episodes, and as well as that great bumper that we saw at the very beginning that my partner in crime, co-founder of Comics Cast, Joe Tolliver, put together. And you can also check out...
It was apparently in Oregon, according to Boss Tolliver.
Oh, Boss Tolliver. Oh, that sounds cool, Boss Tolliver. But you can also check out...
I've called April that ever since I started. He's the boss.
Oh, she's the boss, not Joe. Boss Tolliver is...
But yeah, subscribe here, and you'll get all my great stuff, and apparently also Joel's and Joe's. But you're here for me. We know this. Oh,
yeah. All of one things that Rick's got up there, but he's going to get a second one. That's his mentor block that
episode 2 will be out next week.
Yeah, so check out the second edition, the limited edition. It's one of 2 limited collector item episodes that you're gonna check out.
It's mint as well.
Yes, minty fresh. So check that out. And we're so happy that you're here on Indie Comics Cast, to watch our stuff on and then let it out. So that being said, we've done our little housekeeping self-promotion. Let's get to the core of what the show is about, which is our featured guest on Let It Out. And that is, let me do the drum roll. And my hands are getting tired. Come on, get him in here.
Hey!
Mr. Robert Powers. How you doing, Rob?
Good. How are you guys?
I was good until I had to do this with Dick Garrell. But I'm glad you're here to make it better again.
I'll try. This is the grief that I have to deal with all the time. But yes, we are so happy that we have the one and only Mr. Robert Powers, hailing from the great state of North Carolina. So great to have you here. I've heard a lot of things about you. Heard it through the grapevine, through the wonders of social media and the independent community. And so I'm so happy to feature you this time. And we got Heidi saying hello to you too as well. And Saeed, we haven't seen him in a while.
No, he's been good.
Yeah.
Where you been, buddy?
Yeah. So like I said, I heard a lot about Rob, and I've followed him and I've seen all of his phenomenal artwork. So it's going to be my pleasure to share all of that with you today. If you look at the scrolling ticker at the bottom, you can see how you can follow Robert. And there's a plethora of ways of getting in contact with him. He's on Instagram, he's on Facebook, he's on TikTok. Oh, and that's another thing. The TikTok thing is so awesome. I just found out about that. He's on every Thursday. And we're going to let you talk about that in a bit. But hey, let's just get the show rolling right now. And we're going to go into what we call the elevator pitch. Which is our way of handing the mic over to our guests so they can tell us a little bit about themselves. rest assured, Rob, you have more than one floor to tell us about yourself. You just take
you get to speak, Rob. Isn't that nice?
That's wonderful. I can't wait.
Yes. So I'm going to shut up right now. The mic is in your hands, and I'm going to pull up a PDF of some of your artwork that you sent me, so the world can be exposed to the really cool art that is Rob Powers. So here you go. Mic is in your hands.
Thank you, guys. My name is Rob Powers. I'm a freelance illustrator and graphic designer. I was born and raised in New York, and recently moved to North Carolina for a better life for my kids, my little family. And in the interim of doing all that, I've accumulated a bit of a following recently on TikTok, posting a lot of mashup characters and just designing some cool stuff. And people seem to really enjoy that. My primary design, I guess you could say, influence in comics has been from like artists like Joe Madura, Jim Lee, you know, the big ones. And
Rick, yeah, did you hear that, Rick? I said, Rick, you were a big influence on Rob, and he goes, who? Anyway, keep on going.
I love Calvin and Hobbes. Growing up, it was one of my favorite comics of all time, and that brings me to, you know, my comic book, Penguino's Revenge, which we could talk about, and that's part of the reason why I created what I created. My primary business is like graphic design and illustration, so I do logos and stuff like that. And my wife, she also does. She's an incredible artist and illustrator as well. So we join forces and kind of tackle client issues and stuff like that.
Someone's asking if you're available for covers.
Yes, I'm available for covers. Hit me up at the plethora of links below. So I don't know what else to say. What else should I say?
Oh, well, let me get back into talking, because Rick loves it when I talk here. But I saw your artwork and it's just amazing. Where we stopped right here. I remember we were talking during our pre-show yesterday, and I remember PlayStation Magazine. I remember Wizard Magazine back in the 90s. And like this made me think of like that artwork where they'd have featured comic artists do like official PlayStation artwork for these magazines and for Wizard magazines. And
right.
I'm looking at this, and you mentioned you're a graphic designer. I am too. So we're brothers in the graphic design sense and art sense.
Well, the difference is Rob is good at his job.
All right, the slings and the arrows.
I'll take it.
But I'm looking at this artwork, and it takes me back. It's a bit of a throwback. It's such a great style. It reminds me of that time in the 90s where everything was just really just over the top, in your face, and the colors and your rendering is just so awesome.
Thank you.
I look at this too, and it's like I was joking with you. So did you get like commissioned by like the PlayStation Store or the PlayStation, Sony to like do official like skins for their controllers? Because if they were going to do a Venomized controller skin for PlayStation, this would be the official packaging art. It just looks that good. It's so professional. Like I said, so in your face.
I wish that was the case. I just love Venom and I love my PlayStation. So
yeah, nothing like fusing those two things together. And that's another thing. I think that Rob's artwork, we're just going to use fusion quite a lot in this cast where we're talking about his artwork, because here we have Shredder and Spawn fusion. We got Venom and Bane fusion. The fusions keep on coming. I know that Rick is a Turtles fan. So Rick, what do you think about this?
I love everything here he does so far. I'm glad he chose PlayStation, because if he had chosen Xbox, he would have this would have been your show.
Yeah. I think Rick is like speechless. I think he's just absorbing all this great artwork because it's just so phenomenal. And the colors, your composition and your colors are what's so striking. I love the extreme foreshortening, and you really create a depth in your illustrations. And we were talking also about your color theory. I mean, did you take a class in color theory, or did you just pick this up on your own? I mean, it's just
I saw what I liked and I tried to replicate it from like all the different cool comic covers that I've seen.
Yeah, it's incredible. And one would think that you don't like Spawn and you don't like Venom from these things. So
right.
Amazing what you're doing here. And okay, and this is where I think Rick is gonna get really super excited.
But that makes no sense. Venom wouldn't be able to be around for the lightning. Rob, this makes no sense. Your comic makes no sense, Rob.
I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that at all. But this is like a what if scenario. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if it worked? What if it worked?
At the time when comics doesn't make sense, what do we have, Rob?
Chaos.
Yeah, because comics makes complete sense, but it's just I just wanted to show this because Rick is a diehard Mortal Kombat fan, and so I saved the best of these fan arts for last.
I love it.
Look at this.
Oh, damn.
Just for Rick, I am gonna zoom in for this because look at these.
This is so good.
And Rob, this is what I really love about your artwork too, is that not only you have this great eye for composition, but it's the lines, the hatching, your line weights. You even get really grungy here with some rough textures and things.
Oh snap! I just thought that was random textures he had put on, but that's actually lines.
Yeah.
way small lines. Wow.
Right. Look at that. I mean, and then he does these things with like blurs, and this is opacity shifts, and your color burns and dodges. It's just incredible stuff. And I like how you made him look. They definitely make Scorpion look demonic too, but you gave him this pale complexion too. So I think that's
right.
A nice touch. So he looks like he is more undead. He's like the rather than the skull type thing. It's really neat the way that you did that. But then this is my favorite character, Sub-Zero.
Oh boy.
Oh my!
I gotta come back to that. I'm gonna do another version of that.
Well, you gotta after that great performance in the new movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched the movie, but I think that I'm past the non-spoiler deadline thing. So if you guys want to talk about Mortal Kombat,
I was gonna spoil anyways if I felt like it.
Spoiler: Sub-Zero and Scorpion are mortal enemies. Oh no, really? But yeah,
I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I don't really care. I hated the movie. I couldn't even finish it.
That is sacrilege. Oh, look at that! Rick left the show. Rick,
you can't tell me it didn't feel like a B movie. Like there was
your B movie, Robert.
You could see the green screen behind these characters.
Your B movie, Robert.
Come on, man.
No. Well, I enjoyed it for what it was and didn't go get all critic about how it looked, really, but more than just enjoying what I saw. More such as a fan rather than a movie.
That reptile scene was dope, though. That reptile scene was sick.
And then Alfred comes in here as well, agreeing with you. What's wrong to that? Is it upsetting Rick Day?
Oh, I think Rick's going to be unfriending a lot of people today that agree.
You know what, Rob? I created a great Rick challenge for you that you would love doing. But after this, I think I need to change some things.
Let's go.
All right, Rob is saying, bring it on.
Right.
Yeah, wow, that's a first. Rick, you got to be nice to our guests. Even if
how can I be nice after that? He just slapped me.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to continue talking a little bit more about his art. We're gonna get off that touchy subject about.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll forgive him in time.
In time? Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that Rick is crying inside right now. Oops. A spoiler.
Wow.
I had to get off that subject there, so that way we can try and be friends again.
See, Sarah is smart. She just doesn't watch it, so she don't have the wrong opinion.
Sarah, you're gonna have to watch it because we want to hear your opinion on it. I have to watch it too, so I gotta form my own opinion and see what the hype is about, and see if I agree with Rob or if I agree with Rick. So we'll see how it goes. But let's move off Mortal Kombat and go back to some of the art that we showed here at the very beginning. And me, I am a huge Cyclops fan. I think Cyclops doesn't get his due. And when I saw this artwork from Rob, I was like, finally, somebody is showing Cyclops the way he should be shown. Total badass. He's a leader of the X-Men. He's the first X-Man, and you gotta give him props for that. He's the consummate leader, expert, marksman. The guy is just awesome. You want to tell us a little bit about what inspired you to do this? I mean, Rob?
I always loved the X-Men growing up as a kid, and I used to watch the cartoon, of course, all that stuff. And I heard that Cyclops was kind of trending, and I was like, I haven't drawn Cyclops since like high school. So I was like, I need to draw Cyclops and make him look cool as shit. So that's what I did.
Yeah, and you delivered.
Or I tried to.
I mean, Cyclops is staying a world-eating space monster entity, so he has to be a tough guy after all.
Okay, not sure where you're going with that, but yeah.
He's doing the Phoenix, Gerald.
Oh, you're talking about Phoenix Force, a Cyclops.
God damn.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Cyclops being a world-eating supervillain here. I got you. I know what you're talking about.
This is just not my day.
Yeah, but anyway, let's just keep on going. You can see here, it's what Rob does, not just with his lines here, but I love the atmospheric effects that you put in here. I mean, it adds just another layer of dimension, depth. It's just really cool. You almost can smell the smoke that the destruction that Cyclops wrought on this just really unfortunate Sentinel in the background, but just really cool stuff. And then we have this. I think when I was like, it's the Hulk and Nightcrawler. I mean, who would have thought to fuse these things together? And Rob, you told me a lot of these fusions are things that you do on your TikTok show. You want to talk about that?
Primarily what I do is I'll go on live, and not just every Thursday. Like I'll try to go every night. Because it seems to be, I get a lot of regulars that way, and they like to hang out, and we talk and everything like that. And my wife, she joins me sometimes in the lives as well, so we hang out and banter, and they kind of like that stuff. But what I usually do is I'll take a comment or a suggestion from a follower, and if I think it sounds cool or it's something that is totally off the wall and I kind of want to see it come to life, I'll do it. So a follower and someone who became a recent friend of mine came up with this idea, and I'm like, oh my god, I love it. I just pictured his power like bamf from the smoke, and then smash, bam, smash, bam, smash. Like I just imagine that psychotic power. Just
will he still be a priest though?
What would he be?
Nightcrawler is a priest after all.
Oh, that's right. He's a priest. That'd be a weird looking priest, but yeah, I guess.
He would be smashing demons left and right. He'd be putting blasphemers in the ground with his.
I forgot he was a priest. That's funny.
Yeah, he's definitely talked about his spirituality a lot more too in the comics. So Nightcrawler is one of my favorite characters after Cyclops, of course, but such a great, powerful interpretation or fusion. It's just so cool. And then we got this. Look at this Wolverine, Rick. I mean, just phenomenal. And when I saw this, it reminded me.
This is not safe for work, Gerald. This shouldn't be here. This is too sexy.
Too sexy. When I saw this, I go, Wolverine, too sexy. That's exactly what I thought.
That's exactly that's what I was going for, man.
Rick thinks it's really sexy. I'll agree with him. It's sexy good. It's definitely there. And let's talk a little bit about this too, is that you have gone just completely embraced digital. You do digital, and what you do is here, just tell us a little bit about your tools and your reason for going from doing traditional pencils on using traditional medium and going right into digital.
I used to draw since I was like 16, and my grandfather taught me how to draw a duck when I was like 6. So I would dabble drawing, but I didn't really get into it until I was like 16, and I was drawing in pencil all that time. I wasn't getting into any color because anytime I went into color and I tried to experiment with lighting or do something different, I ended up ruining a drawing that I had already spent like 6 hours on.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go digital. So I got an iPad, and as soon as I got an iPad, I started dabbling with color because there's an undo button. You know?
Right.
And I love that undo button. I don't care what people say. You can be a purist all you want. I could still draw with pencil and traditional. I don't have a problem with that. But the tools that are at my fingertips on a digital iPad is just incredible.
Listen, people that says that using those kind of tools is cheating doesn't know what they're talking about. It's just another tool.
Exactly what I said. It's just another tool.
Yes.
A caveman used a piece of clay and a rock.
Yeah.
You're using a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm using an iPad.
That's cheating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
If you don't draw your feces, you're cheating.
All right, so Rick had to go bring the poop into it. Yeah, so but yeah, I think that it really is. It's just another way of expressing yourself. In terms of using traditional or digital. Or poo, if you want to express yourself with that, you definitely can. And this particular piece,
I love this one.
I did, and I found out when I talked to Robert yesterday that 16,000 people liked it as well. You want to tell us a story about that?
It blew. Again, this was just another suggestion from a follower. They were like, "Do Ghost Rider and Wolverine," and I was like, "I don't even know how I would go about it, but I'll try it."
You did a decent try.
It's good. The sketch alone only took like a half hour, but it took me like 6 hours just to ink it. Because I went real heavy on the inking. This is the first time I went real heavy on inking because he's wearing the leather jacket. He's got the black and the mask. That all has to have some depth to it from the very hard darks to the colors. So.
Yeah,
I had to do the crazy inks, and once the inks came together, I was like, "Oh my god, okay, I know what I'm going to do with the color." So I went with that, and it's just it exploded on social media. It went nuts. I normally don't get any interaction on my Instagram. I don't know why. It just is the way I'm like dead in the water on Instagram. After I posted this on Instagram, I got like 500 followers.
Wow!
Just from this image alone.
It's
and on TikTok it got like 16,000.
Yeah, it's well deserved because
I'm trying to figure out why. I know it looks cool. Yeah, to me it looks cool. Even as the person that drew it, I'm like, yo, that's cool. Normally I wouldn't even be like, yo, I can see where I messed up. I see this, I see that. Mm-hmm. But I could see why people like it. I could see why people gravitate to it. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think it would. I need to figure out what I did there so that I can replicate that further.
I think you're going to replicate it with Penguino's Revenge, which we're gonna get to in a bit. But I think you definitely touched on a nerve, a good nerve in terms of like the fandom, because who doesn't like Ghost Rider and who doesn't like Wolverine? And when you put the two together, a lot of I think actually I don't know if anybody's really done this, and if they have. To be able to do it the way that you did is incredible. I mean, I'm looking at this. I mean, look at the amount of your inking style that you used for the bone claws here is just incredible. And then I like this thing. You gave him a cigar. He's never going to have to light that cigar. It's going to be burned. It's always going to be. It's always going to be there.
So how long have you known about that TikTok is a place for artists? Because that's new to me. But one of my friends has highly success on TikTok as an artist as well. I'm like, TikTok of all places. How did that come about for you to figure that out? That it has a place for artists.
I forgot who said it. It was only a couple months ago, and someone said, "You should go bring your art over to TikTok. You'll kill it." Mm-hmm. So I was like, I just equated it to like that old app Vine. Do you remember Vine?
Yeah.
And I just assumed it was something like that or whatever. But people were doing so much cool and creative stuff on there that and the way they showcase their art. Like if you go on my TikTok, you'll see how different ways that I cut and different ways that I move the camera around to show the different bits of the art before revealing the whole image.
Oh.
And it's doing that that like you help tell a story for like 30 seconds or a minute or however long, and you capture an audience that way. And I like doing that too. That part, like the video editing, I'm a fan of. Like I dabble in that, so I like to play with that a little bit.
So you don't just dance on TikTok. You also do art.
I don't just twerk. Even though I'm Spanish, I don't just twerk.
So there's videos of you twerking on TikTok.
There's tons of videos of me twerking on TikTok.
Okay, hang on.
Where do you think I get all my followers from?
I'm just making an account right now.
I think Rick is going to look for your twerking videos over your art for sure. But that is such a great observation about TikTok. I don't know if it's a commentary in terms of like the attention span of our culture now, but it's like Facebook is kind of considered like the old person social media. It's like you can create a post, you can have a library of like words that you can put accompanied to your post, and then we got Instagram, which definitely was just more image specific, and then we got Twitter, which could have images, but you'd have a character count for the limit for like what you could say about it. And then we have TikTok, which is like snippets, really quick videos, that you can do. And I think it's like all about competing for the attention of our culture now. And the indie comic community is no different. There's definitely so much stuff out there, and I think that Robert has kind of cracked the code there a little bit. He's leveraging his skills in graphic design, his awesome skills in illustration and coloring, and finding that formula. And that's why you got 16,000 people that really like that Ghost Rider and Wolverine fusion. And I have this piece right up here too. And here we have a Loki Joker fusion. And it's the illustration is so good, and then you just top it off with those great colors. I just can't get over it. I mean, did you want to talk a little bit about this particular piece, Robert?
Again, this was a suggestion from a follower, and whenever I try to design a character, I try to pick characters that would not only complement one another, but the difference in their styles would create something completely unique. And that's what I did here with the Loki. When I heard, do Loki and Joker, and I was like, oh my God, genius stuff, So I was like, first thing I thought of was like a Joker with the horns, and I don't know what else to do. And then I was doing it on live, and someone commented, how about the flower? Do something with the flower. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. So I made this big, elaborate flower on his chest. I was going to do it in the middle and have it wrap around his back, but I was thinking maybe that's a little too much. That's too left field. Let's try and reel it in a little bit, So.
Yeah, that looks really great. Rick, you got any thoughts on this? Because I know that you're a big fan.
I just like the whole idea of Loki and Joker together. It's like, obviously, duh.
Right.
No one done this yet.
I know, because Rick is a big fan of Loki and just that mythology behind Loki. And I don't think anybody. It seems like that would be an obvious fusion, but I don't think anybody's done it. Because Loki is like the trickster god, and so it makes complete sense to put these two together. So genius. I think it's really cool. And if anybody did do it, Robert's interpretation of it is just insane. And again, I just can't get over these colors. They're so rich.
So I got a point here. If you ever played Final Fantasy VI, it does have some little bit of Kefka vibes from that one.
I can see that.
Yeah. But yeah.
Good eye, Sarah.
Yeah.
Someone recently commented once I posted this image. Someone said, "Are you going to do Batman Thor?"
Ooh. Ooh.
And I've been mulling it over, but the characters, I feel like that they don't blend well together. See, a character like Batman and Spawn, that's a no-brainer.
It would more be it would more fit like Wonder Woman and Thor.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. I think that also would be kind of cool. I don't know, who would you, if you were to fuse Sif with a character, who would that be? Are you familiar with Sif?
No, who's Sif?
Rick, you want to give your interpretation of who Sif is?
What do you mean Sith? I have never heard. Do you mean Set?
Sif, S-I-F.
No, I do not know who that is.
Did you guys watch Thor? She was the part of
Sif.
Yes, Sif. Yes. She was from she's not a part of the Warriors 3, but she was like the female fighting version of Thor. She had that awesome sword and the shield.
Was that the brunette?
Yes.
Yeah, in real Northern mythology, Sif is Thor's wife.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Lady Sif.
Lady Sif. But I think that would you fuse like Sif with Catwoman? I guess maybe, or what would
Elektra?
I would fuse her with someone really strong.
Wonder Woman.
I'd fuse her with Elektra because they both have that battle skill.
Yeah, Elektra. That would be really cool.
That's good.
All right.
Win again. Yeah.
So Rob, take notes. Maybe you can do a whole series.
No, I'm copywriting this. Rob can have them.
So maybe you could get permission from the current copyright holder. Which is
all you have to do is admit that the new Mortal Kombat movie was fine.
That is a bridge too far.
Yes.
So we got a comment here from Heidi. Viking women are fearless. Yeah. So that's something that Rick is drawn to. Lady
Shiva and Lady Sif.
Ooh, that's good.
That would be a good one as well. So take some notes, Rob. You got some fresh content, some fresh ideas for your TikTok.
Sarah also asked if it's only superheroes, but you could consider maybe Disney.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Jafar and Loki. That would be a bit too obvious mix, but yeah, Jafar could have some fun measures for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I strongly encourage everybody to check out Rob's Instagram so you can see all these things. But you can see there at the bottom. But the last two in that scrolling ticker, we're gonna get to what we're Rob's IPs, because not only does he do phenomenal fan art, but he has his own IP, his own original character, and that is Penguino's Revenge. And so, from Penguino's Revenge. So here we go. Let's dive into that. This is this great logo, and this. I wanted to show
my wife made that logo.
Oh, she did. Well,
yeah,
that's great because I know that you talked about you both being graphic designers.
Who's also a Viking, by the way.
Oh, your wife is a Viking?
Yes.
Oh, don't just say that now. Is she from Denmark?
No,
she's not a Viking then.
Don't tell her that. You're gonna hear her coming knocking down your door.
With her,
and I won't be able to stop her, man. I can't.
My broad axe is ready.
She has a broad axe of her own. So we'll see what happens with that. But this is what I really like. As a graphic designer, I saw this logo, and I know that you've also done some logos for other independent creators, and we'll get to that in a bit. But this just has it's just, I don't even know what the word is. It just grabs you. You could see this as being on a movie poster. It's just a great logo design, great title logo. And it's only fitting for this character.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love him.
Yeah. Last week we had Poodle Man. This time we have Penguino. I mean, it just every week our guest top with just
just a few weeks ago I told Gerald that I wasn't really into this anthropomorph thing, so I think Gerald planned all these guests after I said that, because it's just been It's been poodle, man. It's been bullfrogs. It's been penguins. It's been everything.
Yeah, and it's amazing. And it was just coincidence, but I mean, let's look at this character. We're gonna go deeper into like this, about who he is when we actually get, because spoiler alert, we're gonna be doing this as one of our live drawings, which we're gonna get to in a bit. But I was just, we're looking at this character. I mean, there's so much attention to detail. I even like this fishbone thing that he's put on the samurai sword. It's just great. And
that has high significance as well.
Oh, it does.
There's reason for all of it. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna save that for the live drawing, as long as it's not a spoiler thing. But definitely talk to us about your design choices. But I'm basically just gonna go through these real quick and just give everybody a taste of who Penguino is. And then why is he on a revenge quest? We're gonna talk about all that in the live drawing.
Wait, he's on a revenge quest? That's a spoiler, Joel.
Well, it's called Penguino's Revenge, so it's not called Penguino: A Love Story.
Right.
So here we have. I mean, you're just gonna love it. I mean, we saw the phenomenal inking and coloring style like on the fan art, and you're gonna see even more of this because this is his own original character, his own IP, and you can tell it's a little gory. It's a little bit. He's not your Calvin and Hobbes.
No, that's just spaghetti and meatballs.
That's what it is.
It's not gory, kids. It's just spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs. That's what I will think about. And this isn't.
Okay, this is gory.
That's just a flesh wound. It's just a flesh wound. it's not.
You can survive that.
Yeah. Well, walk it off. But you can tell here that Penguino is not a penguin to mess around with. Not intimidated at all by anybody that's bigger than him. I
love that picture. Just casually slide through that, man. That was great.
Yeah, it's just really great. I mean, aside from the over-the-top action violence here, let's just look at the art, the techniques that Robert is putting into this. I love how you've done like this. That your motion lines, you don't have speed lines that are in the background. You're using like the fur and creating this spiral effect with the lines in the fur. And it's like it is kind of like a speed line, but it's a speed lines that are motion that's created within the fur. I mean, it's just so.
We got an actual reader here that can tell a little about it. Philip Russell.
Oh. Philip,
he says the series isn't fun, a lot of action, and actually laugh out loud.
So true.
If that comes from Philip, it got to be true.
Yes, it does. It does. And just to give a little heads up there, they both our audience, save up your money because we got two great independent creators that are coming out in May. Robert being one of them and Phil being the other, that are launching their campaigns, and they are just top notch. Both of them are phenomenal, and it's when you see this, I mean, there's lots of there's humor, there's something for everybody, even spaghetti and meatballs. You got that in this as well. So I want to we're going to show just a little bit more. This, Rick, I knew that you would love this because I'm fond of drawing rhinos and. It's like that is my only.
You mean you're fond of drawing rhinos when you're not supposed to?
Yes, exactly. Well, I saw this and the attitude here of Penguino. It's like he's like even smiling. He's not intimidated. He's like so much smaller than this rhino, but it's like
my favorite thing about this whole Penguino thing is how you manage to make it all look cute and cuddly, but still add so much heavy detail into it. It's just. It's amazing. It's a good mix. It's hard to find that line when you want to add detail and still have it cute and cuddly, but you managed to do that, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I want it to be like fun to look at, but I wanted the detail there because I wanted it to be taken seriously at the same time. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh, we're taking this seriously. This is just like eating this up. This is so awesome. And it's something I think that's kind of like lacking in some of the comic books that are out there now. There's a you're not taking it too seriously, but it's serious enough that it just commands your attention. And it has it's fun, and it has that violent edge and spaghetti meatballs, in it as well. And your graphic design skills are just coming out in this too. Your composition, and I love how you have the background there, but you put a blur on it, so it doesn't compete with the
Right.
foreground. And your lighting.
But that's how blurs works, Daryl.
Okay, all right. Rick is the expert in art composition, so I guess I won't be going down that path. I'll leave that up to Rick to
Okay.
talk about that. But that being said, this is the preview, and we're gonna launch right into our first drawing challenge, and we encourage our audience to draw along, because if you're like me, now that you guys have seen his artwork, you're gonna be instant fans of Robert, and we're gonna get to see Penguino. We're going to do a rendition of Penguino, and I've shared this with Rick, so he's going to pop this up midway through our drawing. So if anybody wants to draw along, please do a screen capture. Yep.
That's not the one I was supposed to stream yet.
Okay.
I knew that.
Oh, yeah, I think you just wanted to get me off the screen there. All right, so here's the Penguino character turnaround. We're going to learn a bit about the design choices. Rob is going to draw and talk. Or talk and draw, because I think draw and talk has been copyright, but he's going to tell us a little bit more about, why a penguin, why the fish bones on the samurai. So we're going to learn a little bit more about that, and just see him create live a rendition of Penguino. So while I get
Nerds of the Round is in the house. They're
excited. What's up, guys?
So Sebastian from Nerds of the Round, we were on his show before. Sebastian, I want you to draw along with us and share it to the Art Show, which is our sister group. Put in the comments field if you're going to draw along with us. Let us know. Rick will make note of it, and he will feature anybody who draws along with us, their art at the end of the show. So we definitely encourage you guys to do that. And we're going to learn and learn more about Penguino, and we're going to see Rob make magic happen live. So I'm going to shut up now. This is Rick's favorite part of the show, because now he gets to engage the guests without me interrupting.
Usually it's my favorite show, but me and Rob aren't friends after all.
He's not going to let that go. So check this out. Do a screen capture. Here's a color version really quick. So let's see everybody draw Penguino with us. And I'm going to sit on my art cam and shut up and let Rick talk to Rob and go from there. All right?
And let's give it 20 minutes. No, 15 minutes.
Okay. Let me set up don't start the clock yet. I got to set up my cam.
From now.
Okay. No mercy. No mercy. All right. Go ahead and start talking.
So what gave you the overall idea of a penguin of all animals? Is it your favorite animal from childhood, or is it just...
It's one of my favorite animals, and I wanted something that didn't look menacing. I wanted something that looked kind of cute. And that would be unassuming to a large enemy to think that he would be dangerous, and that's kind of where I got the idea. This
doesn't look cute to me. This looks deadly as hell.
Well, if you're like a giant polar bear and you see a little penguin, what are you gonna do? You think you're tough.
I'll toss the penguin at the polar bear and run. That's true. That's a good point. Oh, that was you, Joel. Sorry, you confused me for a second. So his basic story is he's going on a revenge tour all over the world, or how does it start? His revenge tour.
The way it starts, it's not really a spoiler, because the beginning of this you can get a free copy of Chapter 1 on the website, and it basically tells the tale of the beginning story of Penguino and why he was exiled from his family and his home. And I won't give that away just yet, because that's in the full book.
Mm-hmm.
But he's exiled, and the whole being pulled away from his family and not being understood kind of scenario, right?
Yeah.
So he's upset about that he's not being taken seriously, that he's not being acknowledged for his gifts of battle and and all his training of Bushido and just leading a different way of life compared to other animals in the animal kingdom. And so he was exiled for causing problems in his penguin tribe, so to speak. So in the time that he was gone, his family and his entire tribe gets picked up by humans, and they were brought to a zoo in New York. And so it's up to him now to put the baggage away and to do what he has to do to save his family, whether he feels that they deserve it or not.
Oh.
And along the way, he meets some interesting characters. It takes him on many different settings. So we got him. I have him fighting the Falcon Death Squad in a free fall from an airplane, and he's battling 3 falcons in midair as he's falling to his death. But that's only chapter 2, so he doesn't die. Spoiler. Yeah. And then it takes him to the outback of Australia, where he meets a couple of interesting characters that will eventually help him along the way. And then he makes it to New York, where he has an all-out battle. I don't want to give too much away, but, but there are plenty of settings. There's interesting characters. There's like the all-seeing owl, Achilles. There's a cheetah. There's Brutus the badger, who you'll get to meet in a little bit. There's Cockfighter, who's a rooster.
I just realized I've been talking while I've been muted. I'm professional, guys, I promise.
Oh, man.
I was wondering what happened to Rick.
Oh, no, you're not muted. I'm just ignoring you.
That's how it is.
He's still bitter about Mortal Kombat.
No, I was actually going to forgive that, but thank you for reminding me, Gerald.
All right, Rick, go ahead.
Please tell me that when he goes to the Aussie Outback, there's a koala he meets.
No, there's no koala. There's no koala.
You just keep disappointing me, Rob. Every step, I'm trying to give you this branch, and
I'm trying to
you just slap it in my face. So no koala in the Aussie Outback either, and you don't like the Mortal Kombat. Do you like kids?
Yes, I like kids.
Or is that also okay? Okay, so we got. It started reminding me when I saw your mashups as well. Scorpion and Ghost Rider is basically the same character.
Yes, and people are saying like, "Yo, you should do Scorpion and Ghost Rider." I'm like, why? They're the same character. That's exactly what I said to them.
Yeah. Well, we agree on that one then.
Yeah.
So he's going to go around with his Bushido teachings, because we all know that penguins are taught Bushido, and his honor code tells him that even though he got separated from his family, he has to save them, because Bushido honor and all that.
Yep.
And doing that for Penguin, he does come around the world. Now I'm kind of envious of a damn penguin, because I haven't been.
You gotta travel more, man.
I don't want to. That means I need to meet people.
I feel you on that.
So Gerald got it going. Here, yep, I'm showing you art, Gerald.
What? Keep it up. Keep it on our guests. Gotta show their stuff.
Well, he's almost done.
Oh, he's already coloring it, right? Is that what he's doing?
He went on with the second part.
Oh, the second part. Okay.
So what made you think? What made you really think of this whole idea? I'm guessing you're a big samurai fan.
Yes, I love samurai, and Another thing, I'm also a fan of small characters that have a lot of attitude and that don't take their enemies seriously. There's something about that defiant nature that I love. So I wanted to emphasize that with Penguino.
Mhm.
So I created a cute, fun-looking character that was easy to draw because I wasn't even sure I wanted to get into comic books to begin with. I just made it. I made issue 1, or quote unquote chapter 1. I made it on a whim just to see if I'd be interested in even making comics. And after I made chapter 1, I was like, I had a lot of fun doing that. So let's go to chapter 2. Okay, that was good. We got the ball rolling. We got some shit going on. Chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. Okay, this is really taking shape now. Chapter 6, chapter 7, chapter 8, the final one.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's over 200 pages.
Well, I'm
And
glad.
on top of that, we have the COVID-19 special where Brutus and Penguino go on a mission to get toilet paper.
Yes, I love it.
You remember that whole toilet paper shit that was
do.
going on?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's when I drew that. And then there's the holiday issue where it's Penguino versus Santa.
Oh my!
Well, you got every popular comic got to have a them versus Santa. So
They gotta have a holiday issue, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
you
Penguino finds Santa trying to break into his house on his roof. Like, what the hell are you doing? So he pelts him in the face with a snowball, knocks him off the roof, and they get into a fight. That's basically how it starts.
But I would do the same. Stupid old man trying to get into my house. How dare?
How dare?
Yeah. Next up, you need an Easter special.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Where Penguino are helping the Easter Bunny getting his ex back.
So
I'm gonna write that down.
What is the name? The Penguino name? Obviously from it's a penguin related thing. Is there like a deeper meaning? I mean, it always has that.
I just wanted something simple. You know, I wasn't thinking too hard. It was the first thing that came to mind, so I stuck with it. That was the basic gist of it. Because when I first started the project, like I said, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I didn't know what I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I never made
minutes.
I know how to draw and I know how to do shit like that, but I didn't know how to make a comic. I didn't know how to incorporate imagery to be cohesive throughout an entire book and tell a story and write out that story to be cohesive and make sense with the words and the pictures to match. Uh-huh. So that was a whole new art form that I had never really dabbled in.
Yeah, people tend not to realize that it's a completely different thing from just drawing and then have to put them into comics to make sense.
Right. Yeah, there's so many. It's like an onion. There's so many layers to it, and then there's the lettering.
Okay.
If the lettering isn't right, like it's gonna look crappy. You know, if even the way the characters' words are spoken, if they're not spoken in a natural sense, like when you read it, it won't hit right. And then you have the flow of the speech bubbles themselves. They can't be too encompassing on the page so that you don't lose track of the artwork that's on the panel. Like, it's just so much stuff that I didn't really understand. And the only way that I kind of got a foothold, thank God, was because of YouTube. And I just started like looking up like different do's and don'ts, you know, and that's basically what I followed.
That's great. Yeah. One of my friends just finished his own skills here on drawing comics from start to finish, on making comics, not drawing them, but making them, which just tells you how much work you actually have to put in it.
Yeah.
There's 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. So, what is the meaning behind the fishbone charm that's on the end of his sword?
I'm actually drawing that right now.
After he took a 5-minute break, Gerald, just to make sure that you kept up, I have to add.
Okay.
The fish bones is the name. The name of a fish is Finley. Finley ended up saving Penguino's life in chapter 0, which is basically it's a prologue before chapter 1, which will also be in the book.
Mm-hmm.
And he saved Penguino's life. And in doing so, he gave up his life. So what Penguino did was took his bones, put it on the end of the hilt so that, for respect and to let him know that with every enemy that he took, that Finley would be a part of that as well.
Deep meaning. Deep
meaning.
And with that being said, guys.
Oh no. Well, so that's the whole thing about Penguino's. That's the revenge. Is he getting revenge for the death of his friend Finley, or is there a deeper revenge part of it?
There's deeper revenge part of it.
Deeper. Okay. All right.
He just told you, Gerald. Gerald, will you stop?
I stopped drawing. What are you talking about?
I can see your cam, Gerald.
Okay. I'm stopping. Let's see what our guest did. Oh, great. Can you zoom in a little bit there, Robert? Let's. Yeah. So we got the foundation here that we're seeing, and you can already see the energy that he's drawing into Penguino, and it's like he's almost like in this mystical trance where he's about ready to get all Bushido on somebody. Really,
he's in there for the killing.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
He's in there to mess them up.
And guys, my wife is in here. It's Maura's in here right now.
Yeah, I gather she's been linking you and talking you up, so it's got to be your wife. Hi, Maura. How are you doing?
Yeah, that's awesome. There he is. There she is. So I'm glad that it's a family affair here. We got to see Maura's great logo work here for the Penguino's Revenge logo.
She's currently working on the Kickstarter. Like I think as we speak, she's putting the images together and everything.
Oh, great! Yeah, I saw. We're going to preview some of those images that are going to be on the Kickstarter page. Oh, I guess I'm up right now. So, Robert, I hope I did your character Penguino justice.
He looks beast. He looks beast.
I kind of buffed him up, but it's supposed to be. What I love about your artwork is it has such dimension that everything that you do that we showed in the fan art and even with Penguino is having it look like it's coming at you, and I kind of wanted to do that too. And unfortunately, you can't see his rotund, the little bit of that girth, that he has in this perspective. But it was still fun to do it. But the more I learn about Penguino, the more in love I am with his character. I can't see to see what his revenge quest is going to be all about. But Rick, did we get any? I
just have to say a little thing here.
Okay.
Maura, you're not supposed to juggle the kids.
Juggle the kids.
Start with pineapples. Kids are a bit too heavy on the heavy side.
You can juggle them, but once they get to a certain age and a certain size, you can't juggle them anymore because they're just, it would be bad. All right, so here we go.
From Sarah Semper.
Sarah.
She always produces.
That's awesome.
She got that Disney style going on that fits really well with your cutesy looks anyway. So yeah. I really think it's a good match.
Yeah, good job, Sarah.
And from what I could tell, that for now, people are probably late uploading, so I'll have a check when we get through more. So there'll probably be more.
Okay.
But for now, that was the only one.
All right. More to come. So hopefully everybody got a good idea of Penguino. And, we're going to talk more about that because there's still another drawing challenge. Our third drawing challenge will be related to Penguino's Revenge. And, of course, we're going to delve into some of the sequentials, which we haven't really even touched upon because Robert is a phenomenal sequential artist as well. And we're gonna definitely showcase that. So I guess this is like the second most favorite part of the show that Rick loved.
No, this is the favorite part.
Oh, this is the favorite part. Okay. Yep. So if those of you have watched our show, we know that we usually have 3 challenges, and the middle challenge, when Rick is my co-host, is called the Rick Challenge. It is something that I don't know anything about, and our guest doesn't know anything about. It's completely up to Rick to totally torture us and put us on the spot. I still have nightmares about Freakazoid, and I told.
I can't believe you didn't know about Freakazoid, dude.
Oh, here we go.
Rob, 1 plus point. You're building yourself up now.
Yeah, you're pulling yourself out of that pit that Rick put you in. But yeah, I talked to Robert yesterday, and I was describing what a Rick challenge is like, and I totally told him that now infamous story about how I totally got destroyed by not knowing who Freakazoid is. So
when I say Battle Beast from Invincible, he basically just grew Rocksteady.
Well, to my credit, you gave zero like description of who Battle Beast was or what kind of animal.
I gave you the name that should suffice to be creative, but you went like, now let's just grow Rocksteady.
Ugh. Hey, Robert, you know what? You like rhinos too. So not every rhino is rock steady. So there you go. And I put a mafia hat on him, so that was definitely not rock steady. So anyway, that being said, Rick, grace us with your Rick challenge.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, Rob liked mashups, so this is going to be easy for him. And as always, here in season 2 of Let It Out, I have introduced what I would like to call Rick's Wheel of Misfortune.
Rick's Wheel of Misfortune. All right, here we go.
Which is basically, as you can see here, I put up a lot of animals in the first one. I got 2 wheels, but the first one we picked the animal, and I'm going to pick an animal both for you, Rob, and for you, Gerald.
Oh!
So you don't draw the same thing.
Okay.
So the first one, Rob.
Is there a rhino?
Let's check what you get. Oh, please. Nah, you got the lion.
Sweet.
All right. So he could do Battle Beast. Because isn't Battle Beast, I found out later on that.
Well, that depends on the mashup he's going to mash it with.
Okay.
Let's see what Gerald gets.
Okay. Please let it be something that is rhino related.
Yes!
A dolphin.
A dolphin? Oh my god! All right, I think I got the short end of the stick there. I think.
Chat, while you're watching, you are free to pick whatever you see here of the animals of your own choice. Sadly, I can't spin it for everybody in the chat to pick one. I would, but we don't have the time for it. So let me just bring up the next one. The next part. This is going to be the fun part.
The fun part. Oh, okay.
Because I also have with certain superhero names.
Oh!
I got Hawkeye, I got Doctor Strange, Superman, Wolverine, Johnny Cage, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Just Red, Spider-Man, Batman, Robin, Storm, Iron Man, Cyclops, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Punisher, Scorpion, Goro from Mortal Kombat, in case people are confused.
Where's Pit? Where's Pit? Where's the Max? Where's Creech?
Oh! Well, he can add it. Watch him add it right now.
What? Max.
So
who did you say the last one was?
Pit, Creech.
Creech?
Yeah, Creech. That was from. Was that from Spawn 2? I remember there was a McFarlane.
That was a McFarlane thing, I think.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Creech.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we got those as well. I'll just shuffle it a few times.
That was easy.
Okay, Rob, let's see what you get then. Your first one was a lion. Let's see what you mix it with.
A lion. Okay. Let's.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought it was Punisher.
That was
supposed to be Punisher.
That was meant to be.
Yeah.
Of all those things, it gave me the one that I wanted.
Yeah. This was Faith.
Yeah.
Let's see if Faith's on your side as well, Gerald.
Well, I already got a difficult one with a dolphin. I'm probably gonna get a dolphin Wonder Woman or something like that.
No, a dolphin Green Lantern. I can already picture it because
Oh my god, that's hysterical, dude.
yeah,
You
that's
gotta knock this out of the park.
Oh,
This
the
is
pressure-
all on you.
The
This
pressure is
all
on.
on
The
you.
pressure is
so we
on.
got a Lion Creech and a Dolphin Green Lantern.
Okay.
And,
All right.
let's say, how long do you need, Rob? 20? 20 minutes, 5 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes from now. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, Rick, I think you got me again. I don't know. I've never done.
Yes, that's my goal for all these Rick challenges. Make it easy, make it somewhat easy for the artist, and then make it hard for Gerald.
Because Dolphin.
I mean, I can help you a little, Gerald. Let me help you a little, Gerald. I mean, you've seen the Green Lantern Corps. They have frogs, they have squirrels, they have all the sets of animals. So
Okay.
you just not saying too much, but it does sound kind of easy.
It sounds hard because they don't even have. They have flippers. Where do you put the Green Lantern ring on a flipper? That's just
Well, I would have put it on its nose, to be honest, but that's just me.
okay. All right.
I've helped you too much, Gerald.
Yes, I have to think of something. So Rob.
Oh, we got an Alfred Pennyworth here. The pressure's on, Gerald. Your future project depends on this challenge.
Okay. Thank you, Brett, for just adding more pressure to me. But Brett, Rob, you talked about Creech. Like you were, that's going to be your fusion character. Do you have like a special connection to Creech? Is that like one of your favorite characters from the Spawnverse?
Yeah, I just thought it was like such a cool character. I even had the limited figurine of Creech I picked up, and he's already still one of my coolest looking figurines that I have. I just like those large brooding characters that are like larger than life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know this character. I just googled him. Yeah. I've seen him before. You got an easy one. You got a little bit of an easy one there, Rob. With the lion, at least.
Yeah.
He kind of fits. He was an easy animal, in my opinion, at least. To get.
I agree.
And then the dolphin. I'm so happy you got the dolphin.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing, dude.
You have no idea how happy I am.
I think Rick rigged it so that he can make me struggle.
Yeah, I rigged it.
You rigged it. There you go.
So your all-time favorite mess up you've done so far, Rob, not coming from your own head, what would you say that is? I'm asking the hard questions here.
I did so many. I'm trying to think which one I like the most. I think it's got to come down to that Wolverine Ghost Rider.
Yeah, for sure.
It just has a presence that I've been trying to capture with all my other work. I just haven't been able to.
So now after you've done this Lion Creech, you're probably gonna add him as a final boss for Penguino, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So let's talk about like percentages of that idea coming to me. It's only fair.
Rick trying to profit off our guests. We're not like that.
I always profit. I try and profit off our guests.
Gotta make a profit somehow. I get it.
Yeah. So people are mocking Gerald in the comments that he's gonna need coffee for this, and Alfred is replying with he's going to need something stronger than coffee after this. And we are currently looking at your stuff, at your sketching.
What?
No,
You're
I'm
supposed
switching.
to,
I'm being a professional and switching out the screens, Carol. Okay.
We're supposed to be looking at our guest camera.
We did, and now it's your turn a little.
Tiny. It's supposed to be tiny camera.
And now it's his turn again. So, okay, next question then, Rob. What is the weirdest mashup you've ever been, at least brought to you that you may not have worked on yet? If you got any, like, really obscure.
Weird one? Barack Obama.
Oh yeah, that's too good though. That's so good. Barack Obama, of course.
That is so cool. Do you after the? I don't know if you have that on your computer easily to get, but after we do the live drawing, you're gonna have to pull that up. Is that on your Instagram page?
I haven't done it, but that's
you haven't done it yet.
That's the weirdest. That's the craziest one that just sticks out in my mind.
Oh, it is. It is.
I love that. Now you have to do it because that's too good of an opportunity.
What would who would you, if you had a choice to fuse a Mortal Kombat character with Trump, who would it be? do you have an idea? I guess that's a question for both of you. Who do you think would be good?
I think Baraka works the best.
Baraka Trump too?
No, not Trump.
Yeah, if there was a Trump.
A Mortal Kombat character.
I'd say Raiko because Raiko also have a power problem. An issue with power hungry.
Power problem.
Hey, I'm Danish. I can say these things. Nah, I could see him as a Shao Kahn just for the fun of it.
Oh, yeah, Shao Kahn. That would be
Shao Trump.
Shao
No,
Trump.
it's gonna be Donald Kahn because the Kahn is the title.
Yeah. That's so.
Which always confused me when I figured that out. So he's just his name is just Xiao. That doesn't sound as menacing. It's just Xiao.
Shao.
Khan is the title.
How much time do we got, Rick? We still got a lot of time.
Yes.
Oh, we still got plenty of time.
Okay, great.
Great. Listen to Xiao's script. Did you hear that, Rob? That was great.
So I think that I'm sure that Rob has already probably gone into colors now. He's already doing colors.
No, he's actually having fun with this and trying to pace himself for your sake. I think he's being nice to you, Gerald.
Oh, he is? Okay. I do Rick's name for that wheel of misfortune. How long did it take you to come up with that one, Rick?
Well, it was kind of easy. Wheel of fortune, wheel of misfortune. It wasn't hard. It just comes to me. Those brilliant ideas that just comes to me like it's nothing. I'm just that amazing. So, with I'm guessing Spawn is your all-time favorite superhero.
No, I like
Cyclops.
Cyclops. Please let our guest answer.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and answer. Cyclops.
Definitely
okay. Venom, yeah, of course. I was about to say that is the next one. Who have you been drawing most of that's your least favorite character of all time, but you've been forced to draw, or not quote unquote forced to draw too much? Do you have one of those? You know that commissions keep asking that, and you're like, ugh, this guy again, this character again.
Everyone's looking to get a symbiote version of their favorite characters, and it's like, give me something else. Give me something else. Give me Cyclops and Magneto. Give me, give me Wolverine and Punisher. Give me, something different.
You know what you should do for the fun of it, seeing the X-Men does have a lot of similarities, like to Greek mythology, like with the Cyclops. Try and mesh them together with the Greek mythology counterparts to make it being a mix of, well, Cyclops, a real eye shooting lasers and stuff like that. Wolverine maybe be a rogue being Medusa, maybe, or something like that.
Oh,
that's actually really cool.
Brilliant idea. Look at Rick. He's like a.
See, they just fall off me.
Yeah, fountain of ideas.
That's the greatness of Rick, and your wife agrees with me. So she's the smart one in the family.
She is. She certainly is. I'm not even going to deny it.
Or even now she's just being kind to me here by saying Norse mythology. Yep, Yep. See, the ideas are there, Rob. Listen to your wife. Okay, there's 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Okay.
I'm sorry, Gerald, but what you're basically doing looks like one of those animal brains from Kellogg's Frosties or like cereal.
Well, I'm trying to. I'm gonna.
Oh, you put the ring on and everything. Look at that.
So maybe I can get a Wheaties box out of this. Who knows? We'll see.
Green Lantern Weedos. Saeed was hoping for Pit. Pit would have been the choice.
Yeah, I would. I love Pit. If it's not Venom, it would be Pit. I love Pit. Dale Keown.
Pit is an awesome, obscure kind of looking character. I could have seen that be fun trying to mix a lion into that. But you got it.
That would have taken too much time. I wouldn't even been able to get to the chains. That would have taken.
That's true. He got a buttload of chains.
A buttload of chains.
I also had Thanos in there. I would have loved to see Dolphin Thanos.
Oh my god, I would pay for that.
Yeah. Lion Thanos, that would have been a kind of easier mix. Koala Thanos. Have I said koala enough by now, Rob, that you feel bad that you didn't add it to your comic?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Honestly.
There's going to be more volumes, so now you can still add koala and.
The next installment. Sorry, my allergies are so bad. I'm starting to. But the next installment for Penguino is Penguino's Revenge Torment, and I've already written it, and I've already drawn up and put together the first chapter.
Oh.
And it's another 10 chapters, and it's Penguino's journey through hell.
So basically, a kind of Wolverine goes to hell, but Penguino.
Yes.
Does it but Penguino does it better.
Yes. And the reason why I came up with it, because at the time when I had just recently finished drawing up the first volume of Penguino's Revenge, and I was like, what the hell else am I going to do with him now? I'm like, hell, huh? All right, that sounds cool. Let's do that.
Of course, it's so good. It's a great idea. I look forward to it. But I have a lot of issues to catch up on by the looks of it already.
Yes.
How many issues of Penguino are there now? You said.
It's a total of 10.
Yeah.
Total of 10. How many pages per issue?
Roughly anywhere between 16 to 30.
So big issues, not big issues of 10. I got some binge reading to get at, and it's all you can get them both digitally and physically, or is it digitally only?
Well, it's gonna be. They're not out yet. That's why I'm running a Kickstarter to launch it.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to wait. Okay, that's fine.
Gotta wait.
No, that's it. Oh, fine. I can wait. I'm a patient guy.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm sorry, I got to put this out there, Rob, but as soon as I heard you talk from the start, I kept saying, who does this voice remind me of so much? And I just realized that you sound almost exactly like WWE's Daniel Bryan.
Who?
It's a wrestler.
Oh, wrestling.
I'm a huge wrestling fan, and for some reason your voice is just Daniel Bryan to me. And I've been for the last 1 hour 20 minutes. I've been, who does that voice sound like?
Is that good or is that bad? I don't know.
It's good.
Okay.
He's considered one of the best.
Oh, okay.
Your wife asked us to have him do Arnie.
Oh. Do you know who Arnie is?
Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
All right, do it. Let's hear your impersonation of Arnie.
How about I do it with a plug, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
do it, definitely.
Penguino's Revenge is the story of a self-taught samurai penguin who's on a quest to save his family from captivity.
Yes,
That's
so
right.
good. Arnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that being said, time is up.
What? The time is up already? Oh. All right. Why is my art up here? Oh, there we go.
It's not.
Oh, that is killer. Look at that.
People are a big fan of your Arnie, Axel. I am too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to definitely do when you launch your Kickstarter. You're gonna have to have a Arnie endorsement with the video at the very beginning. I think that would be classic. It's like,
Oh my god.
it's like, get to the chopper, but buy my book first.
Buy my book now.
Yeah.
Put that cookie down and buy my book.
It's like, I'll be a baka.
I'll be a backer.
Anyway, look at this
That
art.
was good. That's
I mean,
genius, bro.
Look at this. It is killer. I mean, I remember Creech, and yeah, this brings back a lot of memories. I think I have that toy too. McFarlane was really killing it with everybody would like knock McFarlane toys for them being like the statues, very limited posability, but the artistry and the details in them were just phenomenal. I mean,
McFarlane Toys is just one step above everybody else.
yeah. And I can see the appreciation you have for McFarlane toys in this fusion. That you should like share this with McFarlane because he's going through a whole like Spawn Renaissance type thing. With the guy. I think he raise like over $1 million for his Kickstarter for his Spawn anniversary toys. I mean, you could do a fusion.
Yeah.
I mean, this Creech lion could definitely fit in the Spawn universe.
It's the Lion Creech.
Yeah, it's awesome. I would love to see you like do finish this with like the inks, that your trademark inks and your colors, because I mean this looks so great as a great starting point. So awesome.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. All right. Here's my
I love this.
You need to finish this and make a sticker.
Yeah.
It's Flipper Lantern.
I love it. I love this.
Rob, you got to admit it does look also kind of looks like one of those animals on cereal boxes.
Yes.
One of the mascots.
I would buy that cereal box for the
For
art.
sure. I'll buy it in a jiffy, as they say.
Yeah. So thank you much, guys. I still struggled with it. So luckily I was able to climb out of that hole that Rick threw me in terms of like dolphin. For a dolphin.
I love that you added.
I didn't put you in. Didn't put you in that hole. The wheel did.
Yes, the wheel.
Good point.
Thank
I'm
you.
not the boss of the wheel. The wheel gave Rob 2 quote unquote easy ones. It's not my fault that it decided that it didn't like you. Okay?
It definitely doesn't like me. But talking about people that we like, did anybody in our audience draw along with us?
Yeah,
Hopefully?
Sarah Semper is back here,
Oh,
and she basically outdid the Lantern.
I like Sarah's better. That looks so cool.
What I love the most is that she drew abs on the dolphin.
Yeah, that's awesome.
A dolphin with abs. It's just amazing.
Because dolphins have to work out too. They got 6-packs in the ocean as well. So very, very cool. Did we get anybody else?
No, not currently.
We'll have to. Hopefully, people will like be late entries into it. I would have loved to see what Roy would have done with some of these things.
Yeah, but Roy's probably sleeping. You know what the problem is? Guess who have started streaming on our time, Gerald?
Roy streaming now?
No, Jim Lee.
Oh,
He's taking all our people.
Oh, he is. Oh no! But
that's so unfair. I'm gonna write him an angry letter and say, please, Jim Lee, stop stealing our spot. Sincerely, Rick. And he'll be like, oh, can't do that to Rick.
Exactly. You get on that. I think you'll definitely be able to pull some strings in terms of like your weight in the industry is so overwhelming that Jim Lee will go, "What was I thinking?"
Did you just call me fat?
No, I did not. I listened to you being all sensitive, and stuff like that. But to me, you're the perfect Denmark specimen. There you go. So everybody wants to be like Rick.
That should be your new like gamer tag or something.
It's called Danish specimen.
Danish specimen.
You can't even English.
Denmark.
You're from Denmark. I can call the Denmark specimen. So, Saeed has to sleep, but I told you, Rob, we have an international viewing audience. Saeed, I think, is hailing from somewhere in the Middle East. I'm not sure exactly what country. Saeed, where are you at?
We also got Sarah from Egypt.
Yes.
We got normally we got Roy and Marius from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And we got me from Denmark.
I know.
And Heidi from Denmark.
And Heidi too, right?
I had to say that before she beats me up.
All right, so that was fun. I'm glad that we got to do that great Rick challenge with the Wheel of Misfortune, and we're just going to move right along here. And Brandon's from Canada, which is a great country all into itself. If anything, we definitely have an international flavor in our audience. All right.
Yep, it is 8:30 p.m. around these places.
Okay,
so you're just waking up. You're ready to go to bed.
All right, so let's move on to our next drawing challenge. And let me get that share screen. So let me stop and share. All right, so this next character, I have no. I think we're going to have Rob fill us in on the terms of the details of this particular character. He is Brutus the Badger. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay. So I want everybody to do it. If you're going to draw along with us, do a little quick screen capture. Rick actually has this artwork too, so he'll show it halfway through our drawing challenge as well. But I'm looking at this, and he has tons of attitude too. It looks like is that an explosive? he's like a thing of dynamite.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's a bundle of dynamite with a clock timer on it.
Clock timer. So he's like the demolitions expert.
That's exactly what he is.
Yeah. So
he has that redneck kind of look to him as well.
Yeah, I remember G.I. Joe file cards, and there was one of my favorite characters, who always looked like a ninja, but was in gray camouflage, Firefly. And, yeah, he was the saboteur, and had the demolition. He actually had a little thing of dynamite with a timer on it as well. So we're going to get into our next drawing challenge, and we're going to hear who Brutus the Badger is, and why you should definitely pick up the Penguino book, because you got to learn more about this character as well, because there's a whole slew of anthropomorphic characters that accompany Penguino and his journey of revenge. So let's set the clock up. Everybody do a screen capture here. And Rick, you get to talk again. So here we go.
Okay, we got 15 minutes again, guys. Starting now. So what was your first idea about Badger, Brutus?
I wanted a character that didn't give a crap about himself, anyone around him, just flew at the seam of his pants with everything he did. And that's how Brutus came to be. And I wanted it to be a badger because badgers don't give a fuck. and that's the motto I went with.
Oh, yeah, badgers don't care, right? Badgers don't care.
That's why that's why I like badgers. I see myself in them. So is he going to be a friend, or a helper, or an enemy of Penguino, or is that something we just have to wait and see?
You just have to wait and see.
Okay. You're just so spot on with your quick answers. You're not making it easy.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well, I'll give it to you this way. He runs a small shanty town in the outback, and he has info and whereabouts on where Penguino's family could be held, which is why Penguino needs to find him. Mm-hmm. But getting Penguino to help, having Brutus help him, isn't going to be easy because Brutus does what he wants when he wants, and if he wants to help you, he will. But he's not going to go out of his way to do anybody any favors.
So let me understand this correctly. He goes all the way to the outback Australia.
Yep.
And instead of meeting a koala, he meets a badger. I don't think there's badgers in Australia, Rob.
Well, I mean, there isn't any koalas that have any significance in the story, but they are in the background. If that makes sense.
Okay, I can. Okay, that's okay. I mean, a koala does sleep like 20 hours a day. So what use
How
will
do
there
you
be
know
in
so much about koalas?
Because I like koalas.
Are they your favorite animal?
I could ask you, why do you not? Koalas are awesome, man. They
I'm
sleep.
not saying that they're not awesome. I'm asking you.
They sleep for 24 hours a day, and then they wake up and eat themselves high on the eucalyptus, and then they sleep again. What's not to like?
All right, good point.
What's not to like?
I love it. You might see a koala in the next one.
I mean, my favorite. I feel
like I missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, you should just come to me. I will give you all you need to know about koalas. But it's actually not my favorite animal. It's close, but my favorite animal is the Australian animal called a quokka.
A quokka, yeah.
And why it became my favorite animal is because they have this huge smile on them all the time and look so cute.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
But then I read a bit more about them, and it says if engaged by a predator, the quokka mother would toss their younglings at the predator and run away.
Toss their young at the predator?
Yeah, it'll basically yeet the kids at the enemy and run away. Here, have my kids.
Use their kid as a diversion?
Yeah, here, have a kid. I can run. I'll run.
That's so wrong.
Yeah, we can just make. It's effective, right, Rob? Yeah. I mean, you can always make new kids.
I can see Rick. It's like if we were being chased by a kaiju, Rob, he would go, take Gerald and Rob. I'm worthy of living. They're
No. I'll just run beside you until I accidentally trip you, Gerald, and then oops, sorry, I don't have time to help. Bye.
Yeah, it's like take them.
So he's a demolition expert as well, by the dynamite in his hand.
Yeah, dynamite. His clothing is tattered and ripped because he's been in so many explosions. And he's like the wild card, you know.
So when you said that he doesn't care, that's kind of like his MO. It's like he doesn't care if he gets blown up as well.
Yeah,
he's just
he doesn't give a shit. Yeah.
So, as Heidi says, that's basically me, Rick the Badger. I don't know where Heidi gets that from. I don't even know her. I've known her for too long a time, I was about to say. So she should know. I care, Heidi.
I care.
I care a whole lot about people that likes Mortal Kombat, that knows who Freakazoid is.
Oh, he's throwing me under the bus too.
I'm just throwing everybody under the bus right now. We're gonna need a bigger bus. Your badge that you're doing right now, Rob, reminds me of something taken out from a Crash Bandicoot game.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And that's a compliment. I'm a huge fan of Crash Bandicoot. Always been.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that was a great game. Really fun.
You're not too old for that game, Gerald?
Too old? Yeah. I remember Atari 2600 and ColecoVision. You guys remember that?
And Pong.
Yep.
Pong. You remember chess?
Chess? Oh yeah. I remember doing everything on the abacus, and when a stick and a rock were the best games ever. So,
Kick the can.
kick the can, yeah.
I remember eating mud. You remember eating mud?
I remember drawing with poo. You remember that?
Yeah, I just did that like a few minutes ago. Oh God.
So since we can't draw like all the other characters that are in Penguino's Revenge, you want to give us like a little bit of a lowdown in terms of like some of the other supporting characters that we're going to see in the book?
You'll see, of course, you see Penguino. You'll see Brutus the Badger. You'll see Mayfeather the Cockfighter.
That's a bird. People, get your head out of the gutter.
Yeah, or keep it in the gutter. It's up to you. You know this.
Yeah.
This story is it's full of adult humor. It's comical. It's bloody and gory, but also just fun to read. It's not. When I wrote the story, it was more just to have fun with it. You know, it's not too deep. It's not too serious. It's just meant to keep you entertained, keep you turning the pages, that kind of thing.
And I know this is usually what Yael tends to say, so I'm gonna steal this from him.
Oh, you're stealing from me? Oh,
I could easily see Penguino become a Netflix animated series.
I would love.
Like, go away. So Invincible, you say you have violence? Ha! Say no more. Penguino.
On the Kickstarter, I had come up with my wife and I had come up with a great idea for like a slogan: Penguino's Revenge, making cartoon violence fun again.
Yes, I love it.
I think that would totally work. I think that
cartoon violence has always been fun. Just look at Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Look at
They tone that shit down so much now.
I know.
Yeah. Do Tom and Jerry even exist as a cartoon?
I think they just did a movie on Tom and Jerry, but it's not the same. Doesn't have the same feel as the cartoons that we used to watch. When
of course not. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was also told that they removed my favorite Warner Brothers cartoon animal from the new Space Jam, the skunk, because apparently he was too French or too female loving.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew, yeah. Like he was basically the guy that taught me the beauty of females. How's that wrong?
Right.
Without him, I would still have been confused.
I'd still be confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that. Before Rick got enlightened, he kept on making passes at me. I don't understand.
What? No, that's not. No.
He was totally confused. He was totally.
I've always have taste, so no.
I said, what, Rick, you don't have to make romantic, overtures towards me. I'll let you be a co-host on Let It Out. And
that's why that's the story we're staying with today.
Yeah,
it changes every show.
What?
That's the time horn.
No, come on, give us a little bit more time.
No, Gerald, no,
okay.
Gerald.
Rob, say that you want more time, please.
Rob, you don't. You're done, Rob. This is beautiful. Gerald, stop.
No, Rob.
You heard the finishing kazoo, okay?
You're hear now? 2-minute warning. Okay, all right. I'll put my pencil down. Let's see what Rob did. Oh, look at that. That is the energy that I was talking about.
Yep.
Oh, so good.
I must admit, though, Rob, it ended up looking more like a wolf than a badger to me.
I could see that.
But you know what? It looks fun. It looks great. I love it.
Thank you.
And you have the baboon. He's bringing the baboon.
And then we have.
I was still have to draw the dynamite tower.
I love that, dude. I love it. He's planting it. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna have to go back and finish this because I wanted to make it look like he's being really devious, like he's getting ready to plant a bomb and he's like gleeful while he was doing it. But
He's also of the four. He's also the electronics guy. You know what I mean? So he's like the gadget guy.
Gadget guy, yeah. Totally cool character. I can't wait to read more about Badger in Penguino's Revenge, and of course all the other anthropomorphic characters. And we're gonna actually. Oh, we got here, Sarah.
Oh, that's awesome! I love it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's always something to see your own characters drawn by others, right?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Sarah,
I can only imagine that it humbles you a little bit. Like, wow,
Absolutely.
people are actually doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So good. Was she? Sarah was the only one in the.
Sarah was the only one today that competed, but that's fine. Sarah is better than the rest, anyway. So she's the one I want to look at. Now I'm a little sad that Logan wasn't around. He's good as well.
Oh yeah, Logan.
I can be without Roy. He's a little, Just so you understand, Rob, Roy is a comic book artist as well, and I'm just pulling his leg. Just so you don't think that I'm actually.
Right.
He likes to pull a lot of people's legs. How about that? Especially when they get pulled.
I was about to say I like pulling, but that would be out of context. That would be bad to say.
Hey, but let's hopefully maybe there might be somebody that might draw along. So keep an eye on that comment field, and maybe.
Yeah, boss.
But let's keep on going, because I want to keep on going with that momentum here, and I'm going to share some sequentials. We're going to go back into talking about.
Too late, too sad, too bad that Saeed went to bed, because he asked for this earlier.
Oh, he did. Well,
I did tell him that we would have it later on.
Yeah. Well, definitely he can go watch it on demand. We're on YouTube, and we actually have our plethora of videos on Facebook too. So check that out, Saeed, when you wake up. And here we go. We're going to share another. I'm going to go back to that PDF, and this time we're going to look at some sequentials. Now, Rick, prepared to be awed with the awesome storytelling that.
I just decided to jump in for you because I couldn't wait.
Okay, that's right. There we go. So here we go. This is just we got to see his pinups, and we got to see those brilliant splash pages of fan art. But now you get to see where that the talents of Rob go even further, and this is in storytelling and sequentials. And when I was looking at this, Rick already talked about it being kind of it could be easily like a Netflix thing. When you see this, it's like a storyboard. You can see like this, this barren, Arctic landscape, and you see a little moving speck in the far background, and then you see the camera zooming in, and you have the silhouette of Penguino, and then it gets to the point where it's like dun dun dun, and then you have him at the bottom of it, and it's just it's so good. I mean, I could see this as being easily translated to a animated sequence, but I love the panels are roughly done. They don't have to have like really tight, like defined areas. I don't think this is something that is unique to, I think, or is really special about Robert's style. The roughness of it is such a complimentary thing. It really looks just so cool. And then we have here, these are some of the other characters that we're going to be introduced to. And I was talking about those unconventional panel techniques that Rob is employing in his artwork. And you see that this bottom panel, it actually has that red atmospheric effect. And then you can see like the snow that actually is behind it, that you can see in the top or the middle and the lower portions here. So just really great storytelling, because it's not the typical grid that you would see for a comic book. Rob, you want to talk about your process here while I show some of these other pieces?
Sure.
I need to bounce just for a second, guys.
Okay, no problem.
So, when I created Penguino's Revenge, I didn't want it to just be simple panel. I wanted the art to be engrossing in the image, not just as per panel, but as the page as a whole, to look really cool and to capture your eye and to help flow. Flow is very important to me. That's like one of the most important things for me to try and implement in the design of a page. and I try to focus on where the eye's going. What are you going to see first? What are you going to see next? And that goes from the panel layout, that goes to the drawing in the panel, to the lettering in the panel. Like it's and then, of course, the sound effects.
Yes.
Everything else,
And yeah, that's what I noticed about this is like, I totally get this. You see Penguino dropping into that sword drawing stance, and you captured. I mean, I can see the motion in it, and I like the Z pattern that you put in his scarf. It's a static illustration, but you've captured the whole motion in it,
Right.
and then it's one of those things like you see in a samurai movie where the a samurai will like go into this stance, draw his sword, lop off someone's arm, in this case a polar bear, and then resheath his sword, and all in a split second. And you capture that in all these panels, and it's all static, but I can see it. I mean, it's you were talking about the lettering. I guess you do your own lettering too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so it's spaghetti and meatballs violence, according to what Rick was talking about.
I was just trying to save the kids, Gerald.
Yes, exactly. But it's just so well done. Yeah.
I mean, Djawel knows me for being for actually the first time I met him was critiquing his comic pages, and I do critique comic spaces a lot. I worked with House Raw Comics, one of the big ones. And I'll admit, your flow is good. It's simple. It could be better, sure, but it gets the job done. I can tell that you're new at this, but you still focus on getting, and you've studied what to do. So I was going to give you a compliment, Rob. No, I just heard his and I saw him bite his teeth and go.
As soon as he said, I reviewed comic, I'm like, oh, shit.
Hey, but you know what?
It's easy to see that you're still learning, but you're going going very well in the right direction with it.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you.
Rick, because I think it's very pro. It has its own grit to it, and the rough edges complement the character and the style. So to me, though, in Rob's defense,
I was just talking about the flow of the comic. I wasn't talking about the style at all. The style is brilliant. I love the style. I love the art. It was just the overall comic flow that I referred to a little bit.
And I gotta say, over the course, it took 3 years to really finish the book. It took 3 years because of work, and then I had kids, and then I moved, and it was just.
Oh, you got kids? I feel so sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
Is juggling
Quick, find a predator.
Right. But I was going to say is that I want to let everybody know, I want to put a preface on this comic, the art that we're showing you. These are sequentials from chapter 1. This is like, we haven't seen, or actually we are going to see some sequentials that Rob shared with me of the latest issue that's going to be
that's not even the latest. I have stuff that I did a couple of months ago. I finished chapter 1 volume 2.
Right.
That, so I'll send that to you guys.
Yeah. And so this is like with every artist is evolving. And I can already, when I saw the next set of art pieces that he's done, because keep in mind this was done like what, a couple years ago?
On a train.
Yeah.
Going to work in the city on the train.
All I said was that his flow was a little easy to see that he was new at this, and Djawel goes on the defensive. I didn't say anything bad, Djawel. I complimented every other aspect of his stuff and said, but there's a little I can see with his flow, and Djawel just goes knight in shining armor.
Oh, of course. I'm going to defend my guest here because, hey, you know what? You talking about flow? I see plenty of flow. There is blood flow everywhere.
That's not what I'm talking about. God. Even Rob is shaking his head at you.
I agree with you, Rick. I do. It's novice, of course, because it was my first.
Yeah,
that's what I said. You said it yourself, and you can tell if you really have to look really deep into it. But everything else is so good that you actually don't notice it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And here, let's go dive into the next thing here. These are more sequentials from a newer issue. And you can see that Rob is starting to experiment a lot more with color. And of course, this is a totally different environment. It's no longer in the Arctic. I assume this is this in the outback?
Yep.
Yeah.
Koalas.
Koalas.
There's
no actually Australian animal at all right there.
There's a koala. He's hidden in the tree somewhere. You just don't see him. Yeah, he's there. But let's look at this panel together. Rob, who are these other characters? You mentioned them I think before, but let's go ahead. Now we have some pictures to go along with it. Who are these characters?
Top left, that's Renita. She meets up with Penguino in the outback as they're searching for a mystic called Achilles the Owl.
Achilles the Owl.
Yeah. And, he's like one of those all-seeing mystical creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A character whose veil between worlds is not as thick. Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
There you go. It's like he's the owl in the Tootsie Roll commercials.
Yeah.
How many bites does it take to get to the
only a little less creepy.
Yeah, exactly. That is a creepy owl.
Yeah.
But I hear this is the I guess the cockfighter.
That's Mayfeather.
Mayfeather, like Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
That was the homage to that.
Yeah.
And of course we have here.
Brutus.
So this is Brutus. So I'm assuming that he's kind of a friend because it looks like he's going around with him, right? So is that a little?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, he's a little bit.
But he also it's like one of those. He's along for the ride because he doesn't care, but at the same time, he doesn't want to be there.
It's kind of like Rick. Sometimes he doesn't want to be around me. He's there for the ride. Then he's like, you know what? I'm done with Gerald. I don't need to be around him.
I mean, I'm just happy there's a week between every show.
There you go. So here we have this shot, and this is like the Voltron, action shot. We're all coming together and
breaking the fourth wall and everything. I love it.
Yeah.
Super awesome, explosive entrance time. Just really, really cool. Yeah.
I also like that your name for the male cheetah was just Speeder the cheetah.
Yep, that's it.
Speeder.
Keeping it simple.
And then here we have another sequential. And no, this is just a flesh wound. You could see like this the fight choreography here. I just like these how you're employing like the storytelling in terms of.
And this is from one of the newer ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is from issue 2. So,
but already there, your flow picked up.
Yeah.
And this is the Falcon fight that you were talking about as they're falling to their deaths. Penguino still has it in his mindset is, you know what? Even though I'm falling to my death, I'm going to take out a few Falcons on the way down.
I'll take as many as I have to. That's the homage right there. Hey, Don, what's up?
And here we go. This is like the Shoryuken. This is like the Street Fighter, like taking out, doing that super punch Street Fighter style. And I like here that
that's basically an homage to the piece where Ryu gives Sagat his
exactly. Thank you, Rick.
It's not just a Shoryuken. This is a direct homage to it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you so much for noticing.
I think we all caught that, and we recognize that you still did it in your own style.
Yeah, Gerald didn't. Gerald didn't cut it.
I said Shoryuken. You didn't say that.
It's Hadouken, but okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah, there you go. Oh, totally. Okay, I'm going to crawl back in my hole and not talk. But here we go. We have yet another sequential here that he shared. And yes, not violent at all. No more dismembering. Yes, another arm getting lopped off here. So just really cool. There's so much energy in all these pieces, and you guys got to look forward to supporting this Kickstarter that's going to be coming up in mid-May. So
May 18th.
May 18th. So that is the day to do it. And so if you look at the bottom, follow and like and subscribe to Rob, so that way you can know when that campaign, it will launch on May 18th. But we're going to do our bit to keep on promoting this because you got to witness just the phenomenal talent and this great IP and OC and Penguino that's going to be like unleashed on the world in mid-May. So I wanted to talk about one last thing, which is this great collaboration. We talked about Philip. He was on there a little earlier. He has his own IP and his own crowdfunding that's coming out, and I've witnessed. I mean, I guess you guys have become really good friends. I see you guys chatting a lot together, and you guys are like indie comic creator brothers. You're doing it around the same week, around the same time, and
we're trying to launch together at the same time. So.
Yes, and that's what this is about. This is what I think is so cool about the indie community is that I don't see a lot. I don't see the one-upsmanship. I don't see like people like, hey, I gotta like outdo this other indie creator. In fact, it's the opposite. With all of my guests and all the people that I've met, all the independent creators, it's all about the love. Everybody wants everybody to succeed because when another independent creator has a successful crowdfunder, makes it big, it's a win for everybody. It's a win for everybody in the community. And your relationship with Philip, it's the embodiment of that ideal because we have with tragedy. So you want to talk a little bit about this piece and your relationship and with Philip?
Sure. I met Philip. I went to one of his cons. I didn't get to meet him there, but I knew of him as he was running the Comic-Con on Long Island when I went there, and it was one of the first comic conventions I went to where I debuted some prints of Chapter 1 for the public, just to see what they think of it. Let them see it, let them have it in their hands, take a look at it, and they loved it. And it was one of the first Comic Cons I've ever been to, and it was a great experience as far as being at a table. I've never done that before. Mm-hmm. So it was really weird, getting used to people coming up, looking at your work, and then walking away. Like you got to get used to it, but it's
weird.
Yeah, and but then on the other hand, you get the people that come by and they like love your work and they want to talk to you and hang out, and it's that experience that I never realized that was so important to getting your work out there. I always thought it was just like, let me just put my head down, work, post. Put my head down, work, post. No, it's not like that. But that's how I met. That's how I knew of Phil, and then we started talking online. And he had a comic book that he was working on, and I am privileged enough to be good enough friends with him that he trusted me to send me some scripts for the additional chapters, not just Chapter 1, which is what we're going to see when it comes out May 18th for Tragedy, but at least up to 14 more chapters that I've been able to read, and that is going to be a show. This has to be a show. I'm telling you right now, it's insane.
Uh-huh.
And he's one of the nicest guys that I've met in this venture of comics and indie publishing, and he's just an all-around great guy, and he's fun. He's a good family guy too, always hanging out with his kids, going live and stuff like that. It's always fun to watch him. And
he goes home to be a family man.
Yeah.
Like Kyle.
Yep, exactly.
And I think that's cool. That camaraderie in the community is just so awesome. And having the two of you guys come together and do this, I think the whole thing about this particular piece, you're going to be doing like an interlocking cover. Like there's going to be is it a stretch goal or is it something that's going to be?
We're trying to work that out right now, but the main focus is that this is a 22 by. I don't remember. It's a large print, but it's going to be broken up into 11 by 17s. And I'm going to have one side. He's going to have the other. When you back his and you back mine, you'll get both these pieces to come together, and you'll have these sent to you. So.
It's phenomenal. I mean, this is I was like, I was blown away when I saw it. I mean, it has all the signature elements of what I've come to love about Rob's artwork, and it's in the fine. It's like in the background where you see the main characters, but when you can zoom in and see all this insane, just little attention to details that Rob has put in there, it is amazing. Yeah. Just if I hope our audience is just eating this up like I am, because it's so good. I mean, look at these claws. It's just insane amount of work and detail. And then of course you have these motion blurs and these embers that are flying in the background. Yeah.
I just wanted to make it an homage to both Kickstarters, so that when you back both, you get a piece that you could say that you were a part of this group, this effort that these two people did to create a comic book and to create a story for the public to see.
Yeah, that is such an excellent way to commemorate phenomenal achievement, because indie creators, you guys are like doing it on your own, and it's a feat. It's a colossal feat to like do
I
that.
can't say I'm doing it on my own. I wouldn't be able to do it without my wife Maura. She's got my back 100%. She's putting the Kickstarter together. She's doing stuff that I wouldn't be able to figure out how to do.
Yeah.
So I can't say that. And Phil, he has his family in his corner, and he has his artists, and he's got this. His Kickstarter is going to be insane because he's got like over 17 covers.
That is insane.
From different artists, and they're all amazing. And I'm like, I don't know which one I want. And
I guess that means we have to get all of them, right, Rick? You and I, we're just gonna have to get all of them.
I'm getting all of them.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to get all of. I am excited to see what kind of like add-ons and what kind of stretch goals and what Penguino's revenge. What things that what surprises that we're gonna have in store. And I guess what we'll do is we'll go to this thing I'm gonna share right here. 3 years in the making, 10 issues, 1 book, 180 plus pages. Kickstarter is coming May 18th. Is that what you said? May 18th, and it's just around the corner. So you can see in the scrolling ticker. That's how you can follow Robert, and you can also just go to penguinosrevenge.com and sign. I believe you said there's a sign up where people can.
Yeah, if you sign up for the newsletter, don't worry, I'm not going to inundate you with a bunch of crap and send stuff to your email or anything. But if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get a free copy of Chapter 1.
Right. So if that isn't incentive enough, we want you all. You got to go there after the show, but not right now, but definitely go there. But it's been a pleasure, Robert, to have you on the show, and I had so much fun drawing along, and Rick, I know loved your artwork as well, despite the Mortal Kombat references. So like, I'm gonna have to watch Mortal Kombat.
See what he does, Rob. He just brought it back. I had forgotten, but he had to remind me. He wants us. He wants us to not be friends, Rob. Do you hear this?
Okay.
I see that.
No. Okay, Robert. Let me tell you what you can do if you really want to get on Rick's good side, because I know that's what you want. You want to be on Rick's good side. Go watch and read Invincible, because this guy talks about Invincible every episode.
I haven't read it. I want to read it.
Yeah,
I've been watching the cartoon, and it looks awesome. It looks
does.
incredible.
It does. I want to watch it too. I think that every time I talk to Rick privately, and I don't know why he dropped off. He just sort of disappeared there for a second.
Because you're being mean. I'm trying my best here. Not even my co-host Diaro have bothered reading or watching the animated show. I mean, come on.
I was feeding you a compliment. I was telling you telling Rob how it's something that, next to the Bible, it's the best.
Listen.
You should read,
I'm a huge fan of Todd McFarlane and Spawn, but Invincible is just that much better. The comic. Come at me, Todd. Come at me.
All right. So I know that Rob and I, as soon as we get off this cast, we're going to go find some digital edition or go to our local bookstore and try and find
comics.com.
Yeah, that's right. So that way we can share and appreciate the wonders that are Invincible. But for now, It's all about appreciating Penguino's Revenge. I want everybody to go to like and subscribe and follow Rob. All those links there at the bottom. We're going to go to this part of the show where it's called the Oscar speech, where we're going to let you, Robert, just tell us your final thoughts. And if you already talked about your wonderful wife and how she's a part of your team. So let's hear your final thoughts and close out the show. So there you go, Robert.
All right. I just want to thank everybody for checking it out. If you're interested at all for posterity purposes, if you want to go and check out Penguino's Revenge, you can go to on the website penguinosrevenge.com, the Instagram and the Facebook, all Penguino's Revenge. I just want to thank you guys for all your support, my friends, my family, and most importantly, my wife Maura, for always having my back and helping me along the way. Right now, she's probably dealing with 2 crazy kids at the moment. I'm randomly hearing yelling in the background, but it makes my ears perk up. But she's a beast. She can handle it. So thank you, and thank you guys for giving me an opportunity to jump on and talk a little bit about my work, which is always weird for me, especially this part, like putting me on the spot, making me talk about myself. So thank you guys so much.
It is our pleasure. It is completely our pleasure. And I think there was somebody popped in here. Dawn says, I better get a plug.
Dawn, you got a plug. Go to Dawn for all your threads and t-shirt needs and all sorts of other stuff like that for embroidery and such. She's really good with that.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to if that's the case, I want to see some Penguino's Revenge, like patches and T-shirts and like all sorts of things. So I
got shot glasses coming. I got shot glasses.
Shot glasses. Okay.
I got T-shirts coming. I got shot glasses. We're trying to figure out what to do with hats. We're trying to figure out we just want to make it a fun Kickstarter.
Oh,
all sorts of cool stuff.
Speaking my language when you mention something involving alcohol.
And we already got Dawn saying you are silly. So
I am.
Yeah. So very, very cool things, and we're we're looking forward to it. I know that I'm gonna be looking forward to May 18 and to seeing the debut of that Kickstarter campaign. So show some love. Follow Robert Powers at those links below, so we can make sure that indie creators have a voice and they're seen. And when you got phenomenal product and talent that you can see that was poured into this creation, it's a no-brainer. This is going to be funded. We're going to make sure that I will do my part, Rick will do his part, and we will all make sure that the world knows.
I will. Yeah, sure.
yes, I will make sure that Rick does. So that was an excellent Oscar speech, and this is where we get to the part of the show where we just sort of it's talking about our charity partner, and this is where Rick is right on top of it. He's already got it ready to go. So let me share that, and let's go to Golden Fight. So Golden Fight. So Golden Fight. Let me. Do I have it available? I'm having some. There it is. Rick, always so quick. So Golden Fight, they're our charity partner. They are a group that's a charity organization that's very near and dear to Comics Cast's heart. They're an organization I like to call that small enough and big enough at the same time. Small enough in the sense that they are not nationwide. They have a very focused area, which is in my neck of the woods, the Mid-Atlantic region of the United States, like Virginia, Maryland, DC, Delaware. And what they do is, this is where they're really big. Their organization focuses on helping families who have children that are dealing with really difficult diseases like cancer. And when they are focused on healing that child or their child, inevitably financial difficulties will occur. And that's where Golden Fight comes in. Golden Fight raises money to help those families. And they can be very proud and to say that 97% of their money that they raise goes directly to those families. That 2 or 3% that they use is for administrative fees, leadership their leadership basically does this on a volunteer basis. So or people know that when they donate to Golden Fight, it goes to those families. If you are thinking about a charity, this is one worth checking out. We have no financial ties to them. It's just something that we are very proud to know them. My partner Joe Tolliver knows the leadership, is really good friends with them, and they brought this the organization was brought to my attention. So it's my honor to promote Golden Fight at the end of all of our shows. So if you're thinking about a charity just to check out, and if you feel like you want to support something that is really something special, please do that. Check out goldenfight.org. All right. So this is where I'm going to start shedding a tear here, because I got to say goodbye to a phenomenal guest, which is Robert Powers, to have here on the show. I want to let you know that the door is always open for you to come back. We want you to tell us about your success stories, because I already know your campaign is going to be success.
I hope so.
It's only going to be the beginning of many successful endeavors that you're going to bring to the world. And it was our pleasure to have you here on Comics Cast Let It Out. So that being said, Rick, I'm going to give you the honor. You can close us out. You want to give us your final thoughts?
No. I enjoyed having you, Rob. I could have enjoyed it more, but you chose to take the I hate Mortal Kombat movie way.
I love Mortal Kombat. I just hated that movie.
It is what it is. I mean, excuses are too late, but it is what it is. But I like your comic. I'm looking forward to some Penguin violence. I look forward to the hilarity that will most likely ensue. And yeah, I think that's it. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, next Sunday we'll be back. Until then, keep watching, keep creating, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.